There we go, we're back. We are live with a pre-show stream. Yes, I know. It's been a lazy week here at the KBS Command Centre. I must admit, I have been rather slacking. Listen, hey, I've been trying to recover from the past couple of weeks, okay? And today I've been a very, very, very good boy. Not been near any social media platforms whatsoever. Well, apart to drop a message about this stream. And I think I just shared the tweet out. Didn't need to go to Twitter though. Just one press of a button from the studio and it can send it to Twitter. I've got to be practicing what I preach, folks. If I'm going to lecture people on my main show at night about the dangers of social media. Hypocrite number one. Shame on me if I'm spending most of my time on there every day. So listen, I'm glad to be back. I hope you're glad I'm back. We should have Scotty Lopez on the show later on today. I'm just getting the chat box sorted out there. But today on our pre-show stream, I've got something ancient and something new. It sounds like that kind of thing you say when somebody's getting married, isn't it? Something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new. Well, I've got definitely something old, because we've got archaeologists digging up some interesting stuff over in Egypt. We have got something very woo as well. I can't do anything blue, but I've got something woo that involves football and witchcraft. Oh, whoa, hang on. That's like two of my favourite go-to topics, and they've blended. Yeah, we'll get there. But first up, I want to get into a new Nessie theory. Yes, long gone are the eels that triggered me in 2020. In 2021, we're only, 3 weeks in exactly. And we've got our first new Nessie theory of the year. So we'll get to that in just a moment as well. But before we go anywhere, let me give a big shout out to Jason in the chat. I'm looking forward to getting my t-shirt sent to me, Jason. I will be sporting my first paranormal t-shirt as a competition winner. Yes, indeedy. I'm telling you, looking forward to getting that, Jace. And remember to check out Jason's channel. He'll take you away from all the craziness that's going on, and he will take you into some deep, deep woo. He goes to some of the places that I watch on other ghost shows, paranormal investigations. In my opinion, Jason deserves about 10 times, maybe 100 times the amount of subscribers he's got. So head on over there, subscribe to his channel. We might take a little look at that before we go today. In fact, I'll take a note of that. Take a note of it. Jason channel. There we go. We'll be doing a recorded interview tomorrow with one of the leading astronomers in the world. Yes, Dr. Brian Keating and I are going to be hooking up tomorrow afternoon. So look forward to that coming out on YouTube as a premiere, either later on tomorrow night or maybe over the weekend. I'll see how it goes, okay? Looking forward to that one. So Jason's channel, got that down. Anything else need to get through? No notes. No copious notes for the pre-show stream. We're just going to fly scriptless, folks, I'm telling you. But before we go anywhere, like I say, where's my chat room gone? I always lose the bloody chat room. Gone. I see Jason shouting about commies over in Skype. I dare not look. I'm not going to look at that just yet. There's the chat room. There it is. It's hiding. It's hiding. Algo in the chat room. Algo. Get rid of your videos, Algo. Just, you're going to have to do it, dude. Unlisting. Privating. Has no effect, brother. If you want to hang on to the subs that you've built up there and been on 2 strikes, you need to be very careful. Personally, I would pull them, dude. I watched your video before I came on here today. That's why I'm kind of talking to you right now, Algo. I didn't need to take a note of that one, but pull them, brother. I've watched too many channels put videos onto unlisted and private, thinking that would save them from the hammer. It doesn't. It doesn't, bro. It's horrible. Why do you think I've had to change so much over here, dude? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But we don't want to see you disappear, Algo. We don't want to see you disappear. So pull them, man. Put them onto some other site or something. I don't know. But careful, careful. Definitely. So let's see what else we got in here. We got Lewis. We got Bearded. ZX is lurking and rolling. Hey, there you go, man. You got it all going on. Lurking, rolling, and KBS in the background. Dang, dude. We've also got the Pollination, Jules, Dreams 426. Is there a relevance to that number? Should we be reading more into that? Is it code? Probably not. We've got First Paranormal, like I mentioned. John Nelson is in there as well. Bearded Traveller. It is Baltic, isn't it? Oh, bearded man. It's very, very cold in Glasgow. Mind you, if you look at some of the stuff that's been happening with Storm Christoph, down in Manchester, I think that was the worst place I've seen. Craziness. What happened to the UK anyway? When did we start this thing? I know it was a few years. I'm not actually looking for a definitive answer here, but this whole naming of storms, I don't get it. I don't get it. Used to just call it winter, you know. I know that tornadoes and hurricanes and things, well, hurricanes, sorry. I know they get names and stuff like that. I'm okay with that. But it's not hurricanes that we're naming over here. You know, it's like any decent sized wind, bit of snow. Uh-oh, get the name book out. Need to name this thing. It's crazy. Scotland got hit by a storm called Storm Bobag, like about 2-3 years ago. In fact, it must have been more than that. Hurricane Bobag. Remember that, Anne? I was at work that day. I got blown about by Hurricane Bobag. If you're going to name a storm, can we at least agree to make it something humorous? Do you know what I'm saying? If we're going to go down that road of being a nation of halflings and soy men, can we at least do that? I'm just saying. Exactly, dude. Exactly, ZX. I've heard Anne passing wind when she gets out the bath and the meteorologists are wanting to name it. Listen, trust me, it gusts, but it's not worthy of naming. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's still there, Anne. Oh, oops. Thought she'd gone to work already. Incoming shoe. Yep. Do you do that down in Australia, Donny? You don't strike me as a nation of people that would name insignificant storms. Australians would probably look at you and go, that's not a storm. That's what I'm thinking. Listen, hey, it's what I'm thinking. It's what I'm going with, so we'll deal with it, man. Yama, Jules, no worries. Yeah. Now I'm just repeating people in the chat room. Yeah, Lee Veltman, I haven't had a look today. Even to laugh at that stuff is to be exposed to the content, and it's dangerous content. Told you that before, man. It's like, it's designed to make you think in special ways, like really special ways. But I'm glad Lee Veltman will be having fun today. Yes. Who was first in the chat room? Was it the bearded Skipper Key Philo? I don't know. I think we might have lost the first in the chat. Because you've been talking too much in there, folks. Okay, let's get into it. I've wasted enough time already. So if we come over here, remember, if you are not one already, you can become a member of the madness. Yes, you can become an official Savage. That gets you into our VIP lounge on Savage Sundays as a member. It's our only members only stream of the week. Everything else on the channel is completely free. It's for everyone. But if you want to go that extra yard, click that shiny join button. It's not shiny, it's just a button like any other. But if you click it, you can get in, and then you can become one of the official Savages. There you go. I'm a savage. I listen to KBS. That'd be kind of cool on a t-shirt, right? I don't do merch about here, folks. My grift is pretty poor. If you like what you see, you can feel more than free to chip in. If not, hey, have at it. We're all good. We're good to go. New Nessie theory. So listen, as a man that dubs himself the Monster Man, right? It's really been quite interesting to see new theories coming along. Last year we had the eel. I wasn't too impressed with it myself, but in general, it's good to see that we're still seeing the world of science trying to answer the questions of just what is it that lurks beneath the surface of Loch Ness. Now, I've heard people in the past talking about otters, talking about seals, talking about a whole host of things, but I'd never, ever, 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 not ever once, ever, ever had a conversation with anyone up in the region, right on the banks of Loch Ness, Fort Augustus, where I come from. Never in our wildest, most PPP'd moments. And you can imagine some of the speculation that used to go on up there when you were PPP'd, right? Nobody, not even the village idiot, me, not even I, dared to suggest, perhaps, has anyone considered that the Loch Ness Monster might be a giant turtle? Now, I haven't read this. I haven't read it. I took the headline and I thought, well, we'll do it live. We'll get it raw or not at all, as I like to say, right? So it says here, Loch Ness Monster is an ancient sea turtle. Is a mystery cracked by a US expert. So we've got a new theory and something ancient. See, I wasn't lying. And it says Professor Henry Bowers' research found that Nessie may be a type of undiscovered turtle trapped in the loch as the waters receded at the end of the last ice age. Now, let me stop right there. I can't dismiss this right off the bat, and I'll tell you why. Because if I'm at one point when I was younger, and I still hold a place in my head and my heart for, I want it to be some kind of dinosaur that was like cryogenically frozen in some kind of I don't know, like quick onset ice age type thing that happened after one of the cataclysms that wiped out the dinosaurs. And I want it to be a dinosaur that thawed out, and when all the things got said and done, the ice melted. You know, the Great Glen got to where it was. We got this massive body of water, and I would like to think, I'm not saying it is, but I'd like to think there's a chance it's a plesiosaur. So if I'm willing to go out on a limb for a plesiosaur, then listen, an ancient turtle that was trapped at the end of an ice age. Turtles live to really, really stupid ages, do they not? They make it, whoa, way, 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 way. Not many people outlive or not many pets outlive their owners, but I think a turtle might be one. I could be wrong, but we'll take a look at this, right? It says a top scientist believes that he has cracked the Loch Ness Monster mystery and thinks that the creature is an ancient species of sea turtle. Now, this is an incredible claim. He better have some incredible evidence to back this up, all right? Professor Henry Boer's research found that Nessie may be a type of undiscovered turtle trapped in the loch as the waters receded at the end of the last ice age. I'm cool with that, Henry. We're good. A self-confessed Nessie fanatic. Maybe Henry would like to be dubbed the Monster Man. Maybe I should give Henry a call and say, Henry, I can happily pass the chalice of Monster Man on to you. So it says, US scientist Bauer also rubbished the idea that Nessie is a form of dinosaur. Well, hang on, when I look at a turtle, that looks like a shrunken dinosaur. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm no crack scientist from the US or anything like that. Hey, so it says Henry, 89, a retired. So listen, this guy's been like a Loch Ness fanatic for 89 years, and he's only now coming up with his turtle theory. I'm not happy with that. Not happy with it at all. Either that or he's really put a lot of time and energy and effort into his turtle theory. Like, probably a good chunk, about, 70 years of his working career? Maybe he has. So he studies chemistry and science studies at Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University said, now hang on, how does an expert in chemistry and science make you an expert on strange, how would you call it? As of yet unidentified biological creatures, entities. I don't know. See, it's starting to sound like a bit of a LARP, this boy. Hang about with Kaufman. The most popular idea is that the Loch Ness Monster has a relationship to extinct plesiosaurs. And he is there. Look, I'm looking pretty cool. Go, Henry. But it's difficult to square with the rarity of surface sightings, let alone occasional sightings on land. On the other hand, everything described for the Loch Ness Monster squares with is known, many, living, and extinct. Right, hang on. Described for the Loch Ness Monster squares with is known, many living and extinct species of turtles. They are air-breathing, but spend very long periods in deep water. They venture onto land, are very fast in the water, and have the ability to be active in very cold water and have a relatively long necks. Not buying it. I'm just not buying it. Not buying it. Professor Bauer's work, although, hang on now. Hang on. How can I say that? Again, I'm being a hypocrite, right? Because we talk about the Kelpie, the shape-shifting water entity, right? That's said to dwell in Scottish lochs. So if it's a shapeshifter, well, the turtle's in prey. In prey? It's in play. Drink a coffee, Kev. Definitely. All this talk in Nessie being a turtle, I feel like I might have to go toe to toe with people to defend her honour as a local and dubbed monster man. It would help if I opened a little bit on the cup, wouldn't it? Instead of just staring at it, wondering why I can't get any out. No, I hate when you do that. You forget you've got your like coffee in like one of these stupid thermal mugs that keep it piping hot and you burn your lips. Roasting. Anywho, Annie, see you later. Be careful. There might be turtles out there. That's all I can tell you. So, it says, Professor Bauer's work, which has been published in a respected scientific journal, is the latest chapter in a global fascination with Nessie. One of Scotland's oldest myths reports that a creature was living in Loch Ness, and they date back as far as the 6th century, and that's St. Columba. And I'd imagine if you've listened to me for any amount of time, you've heard that story before. So it says, according to the text, in case you haven't, the creature bit a swimmer, and he was prepared to attack another man when Columba intervened. He ordered the beast, go back, and it obeyed. In 1960, aeronautical engineer Tim Dinsdale filmed a hump that left a wake crossing Loch Ness. Possibly the most famous picture of Nessie was in 1934. That's the surgeon's photo. It is the most famous one, but definitely a hoax. The elusive monster was seen 12 times last year. That's a record. People that like their numbers. It's talking about a couple visiting the loch said they saw the creature repeatedly surfacing, and then the news came weeks after a boat sonar picked up a, ready, 33-foot long object, 550 foot down. I know some people love numbers, and when it comes to 33, we all love a bit of 33, right? So at the time, Gary Campbell of the official Loch Ness Sightings Register, a confirmed, bona fide, a absolutely qualified monster man. It all adds to the mystery. In many ways, it's a vintage year for sightings. And Professor Bauer backs the claim, saying he's unsure the monster was real, having once joined an investigation into the beast. He said Tim Dinsdale's film was taken in 1960 is conclusive proof, but there are also innumerable contacts by sonar, some excellent underwater photographs, and a very few plausible surface photographs. I became seriously interested after seeing Dinsdale's film, and 26 years later was an observer at the loch during Operation Deep Scan. I remember that they like put boats, cruiser boats, right across the loch, and they went up and down it, scanning with sonar, real slow, up and down. Well, you didn't hear about it in the news, so you can gather they didn't find anything too dramatic, right? So everything points to creatures that spend most of their time in the deepest parts of the loch. Well, if it's an air-breathing turtle, the deepest part of the loch to be spending most of your time in doesn't seem to be the most strategic. That's all I'm going to say. None of the evidence supports the idea that these are monstrous large eels. Nothing supports the idea that they're turtles, apart from your claim that they're turtles. Professor Bauer also revealed he's a big fan of Scotland's more genuine attractions, especially a full Scottish breakfast. I'm telling you. He added, I love Scotland, including tartan beer, and in my younger years, a full traditional Scottish breakfast. In 1958, I had a honeymoon tour of Scotland during 2 weeks of superbly fine weather. Where the hell did I get superbly? That should be the name of a band, Superbly. So, we saw the marvellous scenery to the north of Inverness, took a trip past Loch Ness without seeing Nessie. Listen, folks, I am very sceptical of the big turtle theory. Look, I mean, what kind of theory is this? He doesn't even provide some kind of artist's impression. Neither he does. It looks like a kid on beard as well. I think you're at it. I think he's a well-known scientist. He's probably about 40 years old, and he's actually made himself look like he's like 98 or 78 or 89 or whatever he was, because he doesn't want to damage his career. If you peel all that off, it's probably going to be a very young Bill Nye underneath there. Not so science guy. Not that I'm triggered. Don't take my Nessie away from me, man. Don't take my Nessie away. Absolute cheek of it, try to steal Nessie. Turtles? Turtles? Come on. Algorithm, there's a quick answer for that. What is a full traditional Scottish breakfast? The quick answer is a heart attack waiting to happen. I will show you what our breakfast consists of. Not for the faint-hearted. There's a shop around here that they sell the big Braveheart. I don't know any man that's managed to finish the Braveheart breakfast. I really don't. Let me get this up here. Making the perfect Scottish breakfast. Okay. That's a crap website. Best just to get you a picture, really. There we go. So, bring you over here. What is a traditional Scottish breakfast? A tatty scone. That's a potato scone. It's like a bit of potato in a triangle, right? Lorne sausage. Yes, we see, look, come down here. We've got square sausage over here. Square sausages, I tell you. Yeah, we have square sausages. We also have white pudding. White pudding, it's oatmeal and other stuff. I say other stuff because I'm not too sure. You can have porridge, but listen, if you can think of anything fried, it's like, it's... Images, here we go. That there, that's looking good. That's looking like a bad boy Scottish breakfast to me. Yeah, bit of square sausage, bit of link sausage. There's your tatty scone. See, greedy having 2 bits. It's usually cut in a triangle because we're all masons up here. Very poor showing of bacon there. There should be at least another 2 slices. 2 eggs, mushrooms. If you can fry it, get it on there. It's like, it's pretty much, I mean, breakfast is, there's a few different kind of twists along the way, right? I mean, an English breakfast, when I took Kevin and Anne down to Manchester, the wee man wanted to see Old Trafford, and we went for a full English fry-up. Now, I was used to it, because I've been in the army and things. They're not used to it, like Cumberland sausages and things like that. That's an acquired taste. An acquired taste. Fried bread, you know, yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Just to make you a little bitty happy. Yeah, a little bit. We call it black pudding over here. Yeah, black pudding. Now your white pudding over there. Some people like a bit of fruit pudding with it as well. Listen, in the end of the day, I'm not a traditionalist. If you want to throw something on there that you don't see, I'm happy. If breakfast time, you have what you want. Porridge beforehand, because we're Scottish. It's a non-Masonic Scottish breakfast, Kev. Yep, exactly. This guy was adamant he was going to have the square, not the triangle. Yeah, so there you go. Not the kind of breakfast that a bloody turtle would eat. Not happy with the turtle guy. Turtle guy, not happy with you. What do you folks think? Do you think there's turtles in Loch Ness? Do you? Do you? Just looking at a message here, folks. Ooh. Wow. There we go. There's a bit of woo for us. When we're on with Mary Decina on the 28th of January, it's going to be the Regal Lion Full Moon. Ooh. Like a bit of that. I'm loving working with Mary. She's pretty cool. Turtle guy sucks. Yep. 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 Malaya. Yep. Polite triangles, half a square. Well spotted. That's why I said he took the full one. He's gone double mason. A mason squared. Turtle guy gets kidnapped by the Thunderbird. Well, I tell you what, the Pterosaurus will be off him. Pterodactyl. I think called Pterosaurus there. I'm making things up now. Damn. So, we've had that. Something new. Now we're going to go for something ancient. And we were talking about Saqqara a lot in 2020. There was the Netflix documentary that I recommended to people, whether you watched it or not. If you did, I hope you enjoyed it. It was all about the cat necropolis and the tomb of Wati. This guy that was like a mystery. They couldn't figure out who was in the tomb, what had happened, and there was a bit of a story attached to it. But in that archaeological dig, there was like numerous things that were dug up out of the sands. Very many. Social justice warriors! Sarcophagi. That's what I was looking for. Sarcophagi. They didn't dig social justice warriors out of the desert. Maybe they did. Maybe all the sarcophagi that Jimmy was talking about there, maybe they contained ancient Egyptian social justice warriors. The mind boggles. It's a scary thought. But hey, nothing new under the sun, right? So I would imagine they've been around before. So if we come over here, here's one of the stories we looked at before, 100 intact sarcophagi unearthed near Cairo. I tell you what, though, it wasn't deliberate, but the social justice warriors clip definitely worked now, right? We made it funny. So, I don't know if you remember us covering this, but they've unearthed something, in my opinion, even potentially more special from Saqqara. A 13-foot long Book of the Dead scroll is found in a burial shaft in Egypt. You see pictures of it there. It says a funerary temple belonging to Queen Nearet has been discovered in the ancient Egyptian burial ground of Saqqara, next to the pyramid of her husband, Pharaoh Teti, who ruled Egypt from around 2323 BC to 2291 BC. The Egyptian Antiquities Ministry said in a statement, "Now made of stone, the temple has 3 mud brick warehouses on its southeastern side and held offerings made to the Queen and her husband. Near the pyramid, the team of Egyptian archaeologists also found a series of burial shafts containing the remains of people who lived during the 18th and 19th dynasties of Egypt." Now that's 1550 BC to 1186 BC. The ministry said in a statement, which it released on January 16th, now these burials were likely part of a Teti worshipping cult that formed after the pharaoh's passing, and the cult seemed to have remained active for more than a millennium, with people wanting to be buried near the pharaoh's pyramid. So far, the team has uncovered more than 50 wooden coffins in these shafts, along with an array of objects. The Book of the Ooga Booga. One of the most fascinating objects found in the burial shaft is a 13-foot long, 4 meters papyrus that contains chapter 17 of the Book of the Dead, a manuscript that ancient Egyptians used to help guide the deceased through the afterlife. The name of the papyrus's owner, Pwakef, is written on it, and some name was also found on one of the wooden coffins and on 4 Shabti figurines or Shabtai figurines meant to serve the deceased in the afterlife. Now, though scientists are currently analysing the text, other copies of Chapter 17 contain a series of questions and answers, a cheat sheet of sorts for people trying to navigate the afterlife. Whether the newly found chapter or newly found copy of Chapter 17 has the same question and answer format remains to be the same. Scene. I shouldn't laugh, but I'm giggling because think about that. The Egyptians were obsessed, absolutely obsessed with the afterlife. Okay, we know that, and I don't need to be an Egyptologist to tell you that. But now we're starting to get some kind of idea, like a cheat sheet, like it was talking about, people cramming it, almost like trying to memorize all the answers for when that day came, for when you were making that journey through the underworld, you know, going across the river Styx and being judged the weighing of the heart and all that good stuff that goes on there. Wow, there's something about Egypt. I don't know if it's ancient ancestral DNA that most of us have in us, but maybe it's just me. I know it's not just me, because we've spoke about this before. Most of the people I have on the show, they feel it as well, but it's like a calling, a familiarity. There's just something about Egypt. I don't know what it is. It's like, it's in there, but whether we can unlock what we once knew about it, I don't know. So, what's it say in the chat room? Okay, so we're smart enough to build the pyramid, but not smart enough to know things do with you into the afterlife. Hey, listen, dude. Nobody's come back from the afterlife to tell you. You know, you're flying blind there. If there's any cheat sheets or anything like that, I'll happily cram them in. Nobody knows what happens at that fateful moment. Maybe all those Egyptians got there and it was nothing like what they thought. Maybe all us Christians get there and go, it was nothing like what we thought. So I don't know. I really don't know, man. What else we got in here? Why did the Pharaoh cry? Because he lost his mummy. Jason. Jason. Let's see what else it says on this article here. A limestone stela. Inside the burial shafts, the archaeological team discovered a stela that belonged to a man named Kapta, who is identified as the overseer of the Pharaoh's military chariot, and his wife Mutwemwia. Probably butchered that. The top part of the stela shows the couple paying homage to Osiris, the Egyptian god of the underworld, while the lower part shows the couple seated on chairs with 6 of their children in front of them. Their 3 daughters are shown seated and smelling lotus flowers, while their 3 sons are shown standing. Very, very interesting. Much is on here. Found board games. Archaeologists aren't certain which pharaoh Kapta served. It's possibly served Ramesses II. So really, they're kind of guessing at it there. Other discoveries in the burial shaft near the pyramid include a bronze axe, board games, statues of Osiris, and several mummies, including the mummy of a woman who appears to have suffered from familial Mediterranean fever, a genetic disorder that causes recurring fever and inflammation of the abdomen, joints, and lungs. A shrine dedicated to Anubis. Would he be the original Dogman? Now we talk about the Dogmen and stuff on the show here. Would he be the original one, though? Is there any earlier depictions of the Dogman than Anubis? He's the god of the cemetery and was also found near the burial shafts, as were statues of the god. The Egyptian team made the discovery, or that made the discovery, includes archaeologists from the Egyptian Antiquities Ministry and, oh my word, no, the Zahi Hawass Center of Egyptology. Oh no, I used to call him like the keeper of the secrets. He was like the dude, you used to see him, he thought he was Indiana Jones. He'd have the hat on, he'd be sweating all over people's digs, and people would be working for months to unearth something. Then he would roll in his big 4x4 with all his armed guards, and hey, acting as if he had done all the hard work. And oh man, we're gonna have to check out that place one day, ain't we? The Hawass Center of Egyptology. I just think it's truly amazing that here we are, 2021, and we're still digging stuff out of Egypt. We barely know the story of what's gone on here. Barely know at all, right? And yet here we are on the cusp as well of becoming interplanetary species. We're close, whether Musk manages to do it or not. We're not far away. We're not kicking the bum off it. It's in the works. It's on the horizon. And yet, like I say, we don't know what's under the sands of Egypt. We don't know what's under the deepest parts of the ocean. So many mysteries that are waiting to be given up and revealed. And you know what we're going to find out? We're going to find out that there's nothing new under the sun. Even with our technologically advanced world today, where I can speak to people all around the world right now, literally at the speed of light, give or take a couple of relays and a bit of buffering in between. But think of that. Think of what we can do right now, and yet I still don't think we're as clever as some of these people back in the day were. Could be wrong. In fact, I'm probably wrong. But I don't know. I just don't know. I was watching Stargate today. Yeah, go figure. Kev's a Stargate fan. SG1. And there was a couple episodes on Sci-Fi, and I shoved it on. And that was one of the things that really kind of intrigued me when I first watched it when it first came out, when they were going to these distant Stargates. You were turning up in places like pyramids, and there was a lot of hieroglyphs and some of the factions, some of the races they would come across. Yeah, if you squinted your eyes a little bit, they kind of looked Egyptian. They did. You know, and it makes you wonder, you know. It makes me wonder anyway. Damn good woo. I'm telling you. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. What a time to be alive. I'm telling you. Now, we've got one real weird story to go. It involves football and sorcery. It's cray-cray. But that's what we deal in here on the pre-show stream. Ooh. No idea what that was. Okay. Karen's got the JCB. I like it. Right, so we've got the JCB. We need to get that to the Giza Plateau. You know what? I think you just get it to anywhere. Not just in Egypt, in Africa. And we start scraping back. Remember that crazy good stream we done here one day? Might even have been over on the big channel when we were streaming there. But where we got into the ancient mines in Africa. Remember that? There was like modern miners going in there looking for jewels and gold and diamonds and all the stuff that they do, you know. And when they were tunneling, when they were excavating, trying to get deeper, all of a sudden it was like a cave in. It was like it fell in. It fell into a tunnel that had already been built like thousands of years ago. What's that all about? Australia as well. Australia and Africa. If we could get Karen's JCB to either of these locations and we start some mass excavations. Maybe it's like the rings of a tree. You count out the rings and like if you cut the tree down, you count the rings, you get the age of it. You can tell a lot about a tree, right? I wonder if digging down is like that on Earth. You know, layer after layer, 10 year, 20 year, maybe 100 year. I don't know what the gaps are. Some dude sitting in Glasgow. Come on, give me a break. But it makes you wonder, Now that we've got Karen with the JCB, we've also got Jimmy. Jimmy looks like an absolutely fantastic foreman, doesn't he? He looks like a fantastic foreman. Yep. And since we're talking ancient, we're talking Egypt, it would be rude. It'd be rude not to. But I'm scared it's gonna play the wrong one again, folks. It's gonna play the wrong one. You know it is. Hold on. There we go.
Sarcophagi.
That's what I was looking for.
Sarcophagi.
All right then. Oh, wrong one. Okay, that's definitely the wrong one. You got a little glimpse into the Savage Sunday. Shut up, music. VIP suite. Dang, dude. It's all going a bit wrong here today. Cool down a bit. Reset. What a story I've got for you next, though, before I cut you loose and I head on over to the other Kev Baker show. Yes, we do multiple shows a day here. It's hard to keep up. Even I struggle to keep up. I think Scott's going to be on with me today. I think. I'm waiting. I've sent out the smoke signal. So I'm waiting for a return response. But by hook or by crook, I'll be there. But a really weird story. Came across it yesterday. Was it yesterday? Maybe the other day. Anywho, regardless. Everyone knows I like my football, right? Some people say, Kev, it's crazy. Why you into that soccer? It's all a distraction. It's all rigged. It's all fixed. Whatever. Blah. That's if that's your opinion, that's cool. I don't interrupt your opinion on it, so don't interrupt my escapism with the football. Right, but check this out. A Zimbabwe soccer coach accuses Cameroon team of witchcraft. Now, when I read this, I giggled and I thought, oh well, that's one way of kind of trying to cover for your own inadequacies and the fact your team lost. We'll just blame the opposition of witchcraft. But when you get into this, you find that there's actually a kind of problem. I mean, we hear about sports being rigged and things like that, typically. Cricket, that's one you always hear about getting rigged and people throwing games and stuff like that, right? But I had no idea that they had a problem trying to get a hold of some of the witchcrafty shenanigans that goes on in the Cameroon League. And I'm talking about like crazy shenanigans. Check this out. Professional athletic teams and their coaches are always looking for a little extra edge to propel them to victory. For some, that means training and discipline. For others, it can be cheating. And for a few soccer or football to the rest of the world teams in Africa, it can mean witchcraft, juju, and something called muti. Now, does it work? Oh, hang on. Need to do something. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Wolf nearly knocked my coffee over there. So yeah, right. It says here, does it work? A few NFL teams with aging quarterbacks looking for one last shot at the Super Bowl would like to know. These issues of witchcraft are not the prerogative of the CAF. We have launched an investigation into the said action, and if there's a breach of the regulations of the tournament, appropriate sanctions will be handed out accordingly. Scary, scary women. The statement by the Confederation of African Football shows how seriously the officials are treating the possible use of witchcraft in the African Nations Championship currently hosted by Cameroon, which apparently felt that being the home team wasn't enough of an advantage against Zimbabwe's national team. The Warriors, this gets weird, folks, and the coach, Dravko Lugarusic, and Lugarusic posted a picture here. Come on. There you go. Look, there's a carcass of a bat on the center circle. There's like I told you, folks, it's crazy. Says here, posted a picture of the bat he found in the middle of the pitch before the game, along with a sign accusing Cameroon of witchcraft. If it was, it could have been a factor in the victory by Cameroon's indomitable Lions. Now, the game was allowed by officials despite the possible witchcraft and Cameroon's reputation for resorting to it. They've got form for it, folks. This isn't anything new. Because in 2002, in a tournament game against Mali, Cameroon coach Winfried Schaefer and goalkeeping coach Thomas Nono were both arrested after allegedly putting a charm on the pitch. Is that some next level voodoo by Cameroon there? Fan comments tended to agree with Lugarusic and support an investigation, although there's no indication the result could be overturned due to witchcraft. Zimbabwe is now in the losers bracket, and Lugarusic says that he wants his team to focus on the basics, not the bat. I like it. Now, that may be hard to do in a sport where witchcraft and voodoo appear to be becoming a tactic. For proof, look no further than the current Football Association of Zambia, where Charles Chilesh, the goalkeeper coach of Zambia Super League side Forest Rangers, was sanctioned for acting in a manner that is not consistent with the values and integrity of football as espoused by FIFA, CAF, and FAS after being accused of muti. a mysterious African rituals that included doing really bad things in order to obtain body parts for medicine used in witchcraft. Did the coach try to bump off the opposing goalkeeper? It says here, Chilesh was seen sprinkling an unknown substance in the goal and urinating or simulation of urinating against one of the goalposts. Maybe he just identifies as a dog. So, not murder, but still a mooty ritual. Not a good one either. Not that he should have resorted to the other thing, because his team lost 2-0. And that may be why football administrator Ricky Mamfunda opposed the suspension. It says you can't suspend somebody without being given the right to be heard. The disciplinary committee should have taken the video that has gone viral and it should have formed part of their evidence against the coach. Literal witch trials in football. Who knew? Now, did any of you out there honestly think that 2021 was going to be more of a sane year with some of the headlines that we're seeing? Did you really? I'm pretty sure I warned you that this year was going to be cray-cray. It's going to be like none we've seen before. After the one we've just had, it's a bold claim to be making, right? But I think we can already start to compile a list of funny, weird, outlandish type headlines that are appearing all around us right now. And they'll be appearing really, really soon over on the main Kev Baker show. Yes, indeedy, cuz the man himself, the myth, the mystery. Yes, Scotty Lopez has checked in. I've seen Jimmy messaged. I've seen Nessie messaged as well. So we'll need to see what's happening there. But listen, folks, I want to thank you for being here today. You know the pre-show stream. It's definitely just somewhere where you can come in, chill out, have a laugh. Nothing too serious. Plenty other places to be doing serious on the internet. You don't need me to be adding to it. And I certainly don't need my own psyche being affected by adding to the madness. So I'm about to go and decode the madness for 2 hours now over on tfrlive.com. And then tomorrow, Friday, like I say, keep your eyes open. There may be a show with Dr. Brian Keating that will premiere before Freaky Friday tomorrow night, usual time. I'm going to be speaking to Brian tomorrow, Dr. Brian Keating tomorrow during the day. And then hopefully I'll be able to get that edited and get it uploaded to YouTube in good time so that we can have maybe a premiere. We can chill out a chat room. We can watch that. We can get into some space woo with my astronomer friend, astrophysicist, no less, Mr. Dr. Brian Keating. Now I'm just rabbiting for the sake of rabbiting, and there's no need to. When I can tell you, go make a coffee, go and grab a cold beer, maybe you take a PPP. Any of the above, it all works because we are heading on over to KBS Live. I hope you can join us over there at tfrlive.com. But if you can't, I love you long time. You're awesome. You're all awesome. And remember, keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. Oh, Bet, did you miss everything again? Bet. Yes, I think that dude did identify as a dog. I think we need to cut him some slack. We're a very woke world now. If I was him, I'd have gone with the dog defense. Just saying. Just saying. But Freaky Friday, midnight in the UK. That's tomorrow. Keep your eye open for something earlier on in the day. And I'll be on in 15 minutes with KBS over on tfrlive.com. I'm out of here. Keep it real.